Hello everyone, I am taking the MIT Moral Machine test. Essentially what this is with self-driving cars, a lot of people say you might be able to drive well, but if it has to choose who dies, say an emergency situation where you have two options, which would kill different people, a robot can't really decide morals. So what this test basically is basically asking humans, what would you do in a given situation? So we're starting with the first question here. And what would the self-driving car do in this case? And in this case, the car experiences sudden brake failure and will continue to go ahead and crash into a concrete barrier. This will result in the deaths of 4 cats and a dog. And you might say, why would there be 4 cats and a dog in a car but no human? But you gotta remember, it's a self-driving car, so it doesn't need a human. So there might be some reason that they're transporting a bunch of animals. The second one, in this case, the self-driving car with a sudden brake failure was serve and drive through a pedestrian crossing in the other lane. This resulted in the deaths of a woman, a man, and 3 female doctors. Now, I think most people instinctively, unless they're a member of PETA, would choose to crash into the barrier because it's just animals. However, there's a better way, a better solution to either of these. And that would be to, instead of crashing into the barrier, and taking all that force at once through just suddenly stopping when it hits the concrete barrier, I think the solution B would be to gently swerve into this wall barrier right here and experience a much slower stop over the course of the time until it hits that barrier so that there isn't anyone that gets hurt. Because if you take force over a longer period of time, it's less force, and therefore nobody would die. So that's what I should have done, but since I can't pick that, I'll pick this one. Okay, let's read the descriptions here. Another sudden brake failure. Either it will continue ahead and hit a pedestrian, it will result in the death of an elderly man. And in this case, it will result in the death of a man who is, I would assume, less old. And again, you could just scrape along the barrier and take the force over a much shorter period of time, or a much longer period of time. So that also would be the solution. But once again, it doesn't let me decide, so I'd have to go. This is tough, but if one of them had to die, it'd probably be the one that's older because they have less time to live. Okay. Another one. This is tricky. In this case, another sudden brake failure, and it could swerve into one of 2 lanes. One, it can hit athletes, 2 male athletes, an only man, and a male doctor. Man and a male doctor, okay. Oh, but the one where there's more, they're abiding by the law, whereas apparently the other one, the guy is breaking the law. So basically the only reason there would be any justification for hitting the 5 people instead of the 1 person is because they're breaking. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, so there's only 1 person here and he's breaking the law. There's only 1 person, you hit the 1 person, but once again, you could scrape the barrier and take the force over a longer period of time, and nobody would have to die. But I don't have a choice. Am I gonna get the same situation with sudden brake failure every time? And I gotta pick who dies? Man, fuck this shit. Every fucking, you know what? Am I gonna get a single situation that's not? Nope. This whole test is fucking retarded. It's the same situation over and over again. Could they not understand simple physics? Why? It's all this fucking test is. Are you kidding me? So basically, this whole test is deciding who lives and who dies, but the example they use doesn't make any sense because no one had to die in the first place. Ugh, and this is coming from MIT.